we don't recommend getting divorced, but, you know, if you want to pretend you're getting a divorce, listen to the Adele album. Edit.
I hate to turn up out of the blue uninvited, but I couldn't stay away. I couldn't fight it.
Anyway, so just listen to All Night Parking on the Adele album, and it was...
Okay, hot take, I didn't like it. Now here's the thing, I thought it was, I did. Like, I shouldn't say I didn't like it. I liked it, but I wasn't like moving me. Like, it wasn't like I'm gonna sob or I'm gonna like, you know, it was just like, it was a vibe. Like, it was just like, I can listen to this and like work.
Yeah. From the few songs that I have listened to on the album already, like I've listened to maybe like 4, only like 1, maybe 2 were like the deep, like actual, like heart-wrenching Adele songs, and I think that might be like what you were expecting, like that, the deepness. Anyway,
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty good. It's different. I feel like a lot of these songs on the album are like a lot different than what she normally does.
Okay, interesting. 1 out of 10, what would you give it? I give it a solid 6. I think it's a solid, like, it's above 5.
I was thinking like 7 or 7.
Solid. Alright, on to the next chapter. Yes.
So we listened to I Drink Wine by Adele. Okay, I want to know your opinion, because it's personally, I like it thus far.
Here's the thing, turn it on, first line in, I was like, this is gonna mess me up. And here's like, it's so obviously about her divorce. What are you doing? It's so obviously about her divorce, and just like her explanation of it was so powerful, because she was like, we turned into people that we didn't even like we didn't even want to be, and now we're like trapped in that. Like, that's so crazy to me. Anyways,
So sad.
I did get really close to crying like 3 times. I'm not gonna lie to you. There was a moment where I was like tearing up, and I was like,
Yeah, literally. Only my left eye welled up. But I thought it was so beautiful, and I just like love like a lot of the parts of it. Like, yeah. Anyway, I'm not doing a really good job with this camera.
it's okay.
But it was really moving to me. I just loved it. I love the beat. I love the emotion, how deep it is. Because I want like a really depressing Adele song. I know that sounds awful, but I think that's just like what I'm like yearning for. That's what I'm expecting.
You know, sometimes you just need a song for a good cry.
Yeah. And she brings me to the brink. That's
So we just listened to My Little Love. If you can't tell, she did cry.
She did cry.
While driving here. Problematic, I'm aware. We also got McDonald's. So, thoughts on the whole?
It's so good.
It was so good.
So sad. Definitely you could tell it was like a song that she wrote for her son to like just like encapsulate her emotions during this really hard time, and it was very sad.
It was so sad.
But really good.
It was very good. I think I'm an emotional person. I cry a lot during, I cry. It's just like, it was the combination of her like explaining it to her son and then singing about it, and it was almost like the progression of like she had to like minimize these emotions so her son could understand them, and for her son to be like
That's so true.
Like,
I didn't realize that.
And she's like trying to explain it to it, and you can like kind of tell that her son doesn't get it, because he's like,
But like when she was like, I'm having big feelings, like you could definitely tell like he had a reaction to that statement. Like
yeah,
he understood what that meant.
he did. And I think
It's like 6.
he's like 6, he's like more emotional for sure. What got me was like there was like the voice, if you listen to the song at the end, she like talks about
How she's
like,
been doing.
yeah, and she's like, I've never felt lonely. I'm never lonely. I like to be alone. And that was like so crushing, because you're like, dang, like she's alone. And like
She's alone.
you can kind of get, she's like, but she has her son. And so like that is just such a like, it was so
like,
heart-wrenching.
He's like the saving grace in her life at that time. Probably still is.
Literally. And like throughout the entire song, she's like, her like entire thing is like, oh, like, like, because previous it's like to be loved, and now she has my little love.
To be loved. Oh, my god!
Tears also came from To Be Loved. That was like the beginning of the tears, and then My Little Love came on and I lost it. But To Be Loved was so depressing.
So depressing, but so beautiful. Like, I can't.
I can't.
I can't.
The day off. The two will be met.
Okay.
It's just like, well, to be loved, like, it was almost like she was saying, like, oh, I went through this marriage, I was doing all of these things, and for what? Just to be loved.
Just to be loved.
And it's like, almost, it feels almost like an apology, because she's like, I didn't stay in this for you. I stayed in this for me, and that was selfish, and, like, whatever. And it's just, like, she encapsulated so many, like, feelings in just, like, one song. Granted, that song was, like, 6 minutes, so it was just 6 minutes of straight
All these
crying.
songs are, like, 6 minutes, too. But it's so freaking good. Anyways, we have to listen to the next song.
Gotcha. First song I listened to, Stranger by Nature. I've actually never heard that before. This is my first time.
The first time I heard it, I don't think I really processed what I was listening to. But when I listened to it again and I was, like, really, like, analyzing the words, it hit different.
Who do you think the stranger is? Like, Stranger by Nature, do you think, like, that's, like, her husband? Like, we never really knew each other. Like, we're strangers by nature. We were always meant to be. Because, you know, it's like, oh, we were better off strangers. Like, you know.
Maybe her actual self.
Really?
Maybe strangers by nature.
I can see that.
Or it could be, like, they grew to, like, live apart. So, like, in their natural environment, they were strangers with each other.
Yeah, they were never meant to be married.
No, they grew.
Oh, they grew. So you
They
think that they
grew.
were meant to be married at some point?
Not necessarily.
I'm, like, analyzing it. I'm, like, processing it. I'm, like, putting all the pieces together. I'm so invested in this woman's marital life. It's ridiculous. Okay.
I don't know.
I, 1 out of 10, would give it, again, another 6.
I really liked it.
I liked it. I just, you know, it wasn't my favorite. Oh, to go back and to read the other ones, My Little Love is like a 10 out of 10. Would listen to again. Would it devastate me emotionally every time? Yes.
I give it, like, 8.999.
Also,
In
To
there.
Be Loved is a 9. No.
To Be Loved, that's a 10.
That's a 10.
I'm gonna listen to that again on the way home, actually. That's what I'm gonna do.
As you should. Oh, and then the next one we listened to was Go Easy on Me.
Where we really, like, dived into, like, the first lyrics when it was like...
And then we lost it halfway through.
Yeah. There ain't no gold in this river that I've been washing my hands in forever.
Yes.
And we just, like, really, like, dived into it because, like, it was really deep.
It was. The river being her marriage.
Her marriage.
And the gold being the love in their
She's,
marriage.
like, trying to find this gold in this goldless river.
It's gone.
She's trying to find, like, the goodness and the love and the enjoyment in her marriage, but it's just not there. And she's been trying to find it. She's been washing her hands in it. That's what she's been doing it.
She is a 49er.
Yeah.
She was in the gold rush, actually. I think a good song, it's very Adele. Like, you listen to that, like, that's an Adele song. But, like, a part of
100%.
me was kind of sad because I'm like, it's Adele, you know? I would give it, again, an 8. Great song. Love to listen to. Gets you in the feels. But it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, that's Adele. It's, like, not like you've heard it.
It's nothing spectacular,
Exactly.
nothing, like, over the edge, like, To Be Loved, over the edge.
Over the edge. She
I Drink
pushed
Wine,
it.
over the edge.
edge. Like, she's carrying the team.
She
With her
is.
songs.
She actually has the Grammys on her back.
She has a Grammy.
She's many Grammys.
Yeah.
But the point is, like, she's the most talented, and I stand by that.
She really is. She's so talented.
So we just finished listening to the Adele album. Megan, how did you feel?
A lot of emotions, a lot of feelings, you know. Tears were definitely shed for Adele. Great song if you want to go through a fake divorce. If you really want to cry about your childhood.
Oh, dropping a friend off.
What? Madison? Oh, anyways.
Wait, that was your sister?
Anyway, Miss Rouse, thoughts on the album?
From the few songs that we listened to, I absolutely really liked them. I definitely think it was something new, something, like, different for Adele. Like, she had a lot of, like, upbeat, high-pitched songs, which is, like, something new, something different that I kind of liked.
Yeah.
But obviously I want, like, the really depressive songs too.
We're trying to cry.
We're trying to cry, which we did.
Senior
Accomplished. So,
Accomplished. So,
anyway.
yeah. This was a very long, complicated, convoluted journey to overall say Adele's album is very good. Listen to it. Red and Blue approved.
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 Anyway.
Catch you guys at the next Hard
Yes.
to Talk.
Bye!
Bye!
So we just listened to Adele's song, All Night Parking.
store. There's a lot of traffic.
And cue the traffic.
Oh, it's like grubby. Our Dutch Bros.
Anyway.
Super gross. Mine was. Theirs is great. Anyways.
She's okay. Anyway, so we just listened to it. Quite beautiful.
It was
Of course, it was beautifully written. Bells V!
That is. Oh my god, that is like the highest. Why did we scream so loud?